of Rev Sports. With a huge round of applause, please. Once again, yeah, Mr. Boria Manjumdar. And joining him on the fireside chat is Mr. Kasi Vishwanathan, Chief Executive Officer of Chennai Super Kings, one of the India's most respected figures in sports administration. With the decades of experience in cricket governance and a long association with India Simmons, he has played a central role in shaping CSK into one of the most successful and global recognized franchises in the IPL ecosystem. Let's welcome them with a huge round of applause, and we are ready for the fireside chat. Let's see what unfolds as we unveil the session. Over to both of you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. I've followed Kashiji for 3 decades. I mean, I'm not making him seem old, right? I mean, nor am I, so it's okay. But Chennai Super Kings is part of our DNA. When you talk about Indian cricket, you talk about brands, you talk about an aspirational story, you talk about a language that transcends barriers and makes it into a global phenomenon of sorts, you've got to say Chennai Super Kings ranks at the very top of it. Very top of it. Nancy mentioned the Whistle Podu Express. Yes, I absolutely remember because I'd done multiple stories during the course of that journey. Kashiji, what stands out for me for Chennai Super Kings is the fan is at the center of it. I don't see that with many other franchises. People will say athletes, players, performance, wins, all of that. But for Chennai, win, lose, doesn't matter. The fan still becomes the center of the story, which is incredible to see. Your thoughts?
Hello?
Just
Yeah.
yeah, it's on.
See, as far as... Hello?
Yeah.
As far as Chennai is concerned, see, the basic thing which we should all look at is the kind of captain we have, who is the main source. Tala is the main source for Chennai Super Kings being what it is today. Along with him, the promoter, Mr. N. Srinivasan, who was responsible for getting into IPL. I would like to mention here how he thought of getting into IPL. You know, Jagu and NS, they were never fond of T20. When it was proposed by Mr. Sharad Pawar, we felt that T20 is not a tournament which we should get into. But again, all of them felt that it's going to be the future. And at that point of time, NS felt that the associations might lose their grip over if T20 private sponsors come in. So he decided and asked Mr. Pawar whether he can bid for the IPL franchise in Chennai, because the cricket-loving public of Chennai should not be denied the T20 format. That is how we got into T20, and after that, the kind of composition of the team made the difference. See, basically, you know, we were running cricket from 1960s when Mr. India Simmons as a company sponsored cricket and also employed cricketers who were at that point of time were not getting a job which will sustain them even after the cricketing career is over. So that was a time when we started sponsoring cricket. And when once we decided that we will buy the team, we thought that we should get the balance of the team. And we had none other than V.B. Chandrasekhar, who was responsible for the selection of the team in 2008. And he first came up with a suggestion that we should somehow get into buying MS Dhoni.
Let me stop you there, Kashiji. Let me stop you there. I mean, in our last panel, I think Tanya mentioned, Sumit mentioned, Shashank mentioned, the point about inclusivity. All of us were talking about inclusivity. MS Dhoni is not a Tamilian.
Yeah.
Yes, MS Dhoni is God. Why? How? See, why is MS Dhoni God in this part of the world when he doesn't speak the language?
See, basically, we were looking at the cricketing angle first. See, at that point of time, all the teams were allowed an icon player. So when the icon player is picked, he has to be paid 15% more than the highest paid player. So Mumbai had Sachin, they had Rahul for Bangalore, they had Saurav for Calcutta, they had Yuvraj for Punjab, and all of them had an icon player, VVS for Hyderabad. So we thought that the best way, according to Mr. V.V. Chandrasekhar, was the fact that he's going to be the future of Indian cricket. He had the vision. He said that he's going to be the future, and he had the vision to say that he will be a good captain. So that was the reason why Mr. Srinivasan took the decision that we will go with an all-rounder, which is Dhoni.
But Kashiji, we have seen great captains. But again, I want to know from you. I'll give you an example. I was in Bhubaneswar airport, this is 2 years back. And this whole discourse every year, I also keep calling you and asking, is he playing, is he retiring? That is our usual, right? We wear our media hat to keep asking. So MS Dhoni was coming out to bat, 2 overs left. The flight call had been given. People needed to board. The flight got delayed by half an hour because people stood there and watched those 2 overs. MS Dhoni, by the way, this is Bhubaneswar. The game was happening in Chennai. Now, my point is, captain to cult. How? Why? How did this man? Performance, yes. But this kind of adulation, love, passion, craziness, absolute obsession with this man, how do you explain that?
See, basically, one factor is the culture and the process he followed. Right from the year 2008, or from the time he started playing for the country, he followed a process, and he was able to get the best out of the players. You can imagine how many players came out of CSK from nowhere and went on to play for the country. We had a Sudeep Tyagi, we had a Manpreet Goni, we had now Rutraj coming in. So all of them were products of MS. He was able to get the best out of any player. Take, for instance, Dubey, how he transformed into a great T20 player because he gave them the freedom. He knew that what is going to be the strength and gave them the freedom to play according to their strengths. Never had a...
Can you just increase the bass a little bit from the console? Increase the bass for the microphone. Yeah.
And moreover, he defined the role of each player in the team. That was the main thing. The role of a player was very, very clear. See, if you look at the composition of CSK team, invariably there will be no change during the course of the entire IPL. Those players who are allocated a role will continue with the role irrespective of whether they did well in the first game or the second game. They will be given a task.
You know, I'll tell you something, and this is something I teach. There are 2 constants in human life, or rather maybe 1, and it's fandom. So if I'm a CSK fan at the age of 6, I will die a CSK fan at the age of 80. My other preferences, food can change, clothing can change, I can have a breakup with my girlfriend, wife, whatever, all of that. Political preferences can change, politicians anyway change colors, that's fine. So all of that can keep changing. The only constant in human life, ladies and gentlemen, is fandom. A Tanya Sachdev fan will forever be a Tanya Sachdev fan. A Kashi Vishwanathan fan, a CSK fan, an MS Dhoni fan will die an MS Dhoni fan. That's the only constant in human life. Kashi ji, you know, we are talking about enabling sports tourism. How many do you think come into Chennai during IPL to watch your games? Because your tickets are never available.
Yeah. See, basically, there is a very big problem whenever we have an IPL game going on in Chennai. The capacity is hardly 35,000. So the kind of demand is more than 1 lakh. So it's practically impossible for us to satisfy the crowd. In fact, that is one of the reasons why there is so much of debate on why the tickets are sold in black market and all that. The point is, like, we have a lot of requests from throughout the country for the sake of the fans coming in and seeing the CSK matches. As a CSK administrator, what we have provided for is around 700 to 800 tickets for fans coming from outside of Chennai. That is the best we can afford. Because if you look at the quantity of 35,000 capacity, we have to give 20%, 15% to TNCA and 5% to the BCCI as complementaries to satisfy the governmental authorities as well as for getting permissions for holding the matches. The balance is only available for sale, out of which we have about 150 clubs who are to be given 25 tickets per match. So that takes away another 6,000 tickets. With the result, the available tickets for sale is only around 14 to 15,000. And if you look at the quality of, crowd which comes in, cricket-loving crowd who knows exactly the nonsense of the game, you will not be able to satisfy. And we have a government who are very much interested. We have the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, who is the Sports Minister, all of them who are interested in cricket, who come and watch the game. There is a following for them, and it makes it impossible for us to sell tickets, and that is a nightmare. But still,
So-
we make it a point to give some tickets for the fans
So
from
every-
outside of Chennai.
So every year, if you want a ticket ahead of a CSK game, message Kashi sir 3 days in advance. Otherwise, single tick in WhatsApp, you will not get it. Okay? That's the point he's trying to make. The implication, you must understand what he's saying. You're not going to get your tickets. Honestly, the demand is crazy. You go to Book My Show and you need a ticket for a particular game, it gets sold out. And that's the CSK stardom. The other thing that I see in CSK, Kashiji, is when I see a young player, I see a young player feeling empowered. You gave the Ruturaj example.
Yeah.
He's not a Dhoni yet. But you all have taken a punt in a Ruturaj Gaikwad. Good or bad, you will keep punting in the Ruturaj Gaikwad. So the player feels a kind of bonding, which he will not in another franchise. I think that kind of stands out with CSK, the loyalty that you are able to build over a period of time. Thoughts?
See, for example, take the case of even Ashwin.
Yeah.
He was picked in the first auction. Actually, at that point of time, Ashwin was not a star. It took at least 1 year, he did not play. And what happened was, in the next year when we went to South Africa, I had to really force MS, saying that he's a good cricketer, you have not seen him. He said, I've watched him over the year, bowling in the nets. I watched him play. You don't worry, he will get his chance. He got his chance in Cape Town against Mumbai Indians as a bowler, and he did not bowl a single over in that game. After that, he called him and said, Ash, I know your capabilities. You will start playing now. Then the change came when we played in the CLT20. We had to bowl the super over against, I think, the Australian team. David Hussey was playing, and Muthia Muralidharan refused to bowl the super over. Ashwin said, I will bowl the super over. And that confidence was because of the fact the captain had the confidence in the bowler, and he encouraged him throughout. He gave him the freedom. He gave him the freedom to bowl what he wants, gave him the field what he wants. So like that, every player he assesses. He takes the best out of the player. He takes his time to assess the player in the nets. Then only he makes him play. Ruturaj took 2 years even before he made his debut. And the first match, he was out at the third ball, stumped. He didn't get runs for 2 games, but he told him before he made his debut that he will play all the games. That gave him the confidence. Like that, take the case of Mukesh Chowdhury. He was also another, Tushar Deshpande. Tushar Deshpande everybody was saying that he was going for runs, but he said he had the potential to do well, and he did well for us. So it is a question of how you get the best out of an individual, and that talent, that skill is with Tala.
So when you're talking about getting the best out of a particular individual, we've also heard innumerable stories about management interference in IPL. In the case of Chennai Super Kings, I still see cricketers, MS Dhoni, taking the call. You've told me multiple times he takes the call. Can you tell me about the way Chennai Super Kings is run, which makes it the model management?
As I told you, Mr. N. Srinivasan, who was the promoter, started sponsoring cricket from the early 60s. From that time, we have always felt that we should not get into the cricketing aspects and leave it only to the cricket players to decide. For example, when we started sponsoring cricket, the Tamil Nadu team had about, out of the 15 players, 12 players from India Cements. And we had S. Venkatraghavan, who was one of the first employees of India Cements. The learnings we got was that as a cricketer, the thoughts are different from that of an administrator. Win or lose is not the only criterion. the kind of sportsman spirit you develop, the kind of team spirit you develop, the kind of family bonding you develop is what is more important. That spread throughout in the culture of India Cements. And when we took over, when India Cements took over CSK, it was immediately transferred into the CSK management also. For example, when CSK was in the year 2008, when we started playing IPL, the first thing which we did was, we said the families of the players can travel with them for the 2 months, and the management will take care of the families' travel as well as their tickets. Why? You should ask. See, the point is, like, we felt that when the IPL is held in March, April, that is at the fag end of a domestic or an international season, all the players, be domestic or international players, will be coming to the IPL and spending time for 2 months without their families. So what we thought was, if we have the families also with them, it will relax them and they can give their best. That is one of the reasons why when all the other teams also started following that in the coming years. Apart from that, the cricketing staff, like you would have seen, the coaching staff has been the same for almost the last 15 years. Stephen Fleming, Tommy Simsek, Greg King, or the 3 or 4 of them who have been with the team right through, and with the culture of MS Dhoni as the skipper, they have a team which will take care of all the cricketing needs with their experience. So the management has very clearly said that we will never interfere into the cricket aspects of. In fact, I have never seen Mr. Srinivasan in a cricket game of IPL.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Last few minutes. Again, I will open it up for 2 questions in another 5-7 minutes and close out at 1:40. Is that okay? Kashiji, we are talking about enabling Tamil Nadu for sports tourism through CSK. You mentioned the kind of outstation fans for Chennai, from outside of Chennai. How many from other states do you reckon come in? Say when traveling teams come in, Punjab, Kolkata, Mumbai, do a lot of fans you are seeing make Tamil Nadu home, spend here a week traveling around? Tanya was talking about Mamallapuram, for example. Do people come?
Yeah, a lot of people come, in the sense that if we play a game in Chennai, my feeling is you have seen players coming from, I have seen fans coming from the US, London, everywhere, throughout. Globally, we have cricket fans coming. What we do is, some of them, if they don't tickets, if they come and request us, we make sure that they are provided tickets. And at the same time, we are also trying to spread in Tamil Nadu. What we want to do is, we want to go into the rural Tamil Nadu. See, we have started a CSK Cricket Academy to tap the talent of the grassroots. So we have throughout Tamil Nadu cricket academies where we try to coach right from the age of 12, under 12. And we also encourage them to come and see the matches. We provide tickets for at least 20 academies which are in the districts. We try to get them tickets and provide 1 match for each season, with the result that we also want to get into the rural districts of Tamil Nadu. We want the rural districts of Tamil Nadu to come and see the matches, because they're so much interested, and the fan clubs also take a lot of interest in getting the rural people into Tamil Nadu.
So you're making it a kind of an aspirational story, because obviously from bottom up, rather than obviously a bit of top down, because you're doing it, but bottom up, you are making this into an aspirational story as well.
Another thing is, Tamil Nadu has started, Tamil Nadu Cricket Association under Mr. Srinivasan, at that point of time, started the Tamil Nadu Premier League, where we went into the rural districts. We have a stadium in Tirunelveli, Natham, Coimbatore, Salem. So the TNPL is held in all these centers, and with the result that if you look at the composition of the teams in the TNPL, out of the 150 or 160 players who are registered, 80 to 90 players are from district centers.
I first saw Shah Rukh Khan as part of the TNPL, and then when Ashwin played for Dindigul Dragons and some of the stuff. And TNPL was the first league of this nature, and now every state has its own league. It's become a kind of flag bearer for domestic state leagues. Final couple of questions. When we are talking the larger picture, Kashiji, we are talking about Tamil Nadu as a kind of tourism hub for India. And CSK is that flag bearer as a brand for this particular state. Do you reckon cricket has reached that saturation point, or or other sports like chess, etc.? For example, what I'm trying to understand, say, last year only, I think you all did a little program where you got Gukesh to meet MS Dhoni.
Yeah.
For me, that was a fantastic way to get two different champions together. So an Ashwin playing a chess game with Tanya will make a headline and will become really good. Gukesh in my conclave said, wanted to meet, I called you, you all made that happen. So talk to me about this cross-pollination.
See, this should definitely happen because sport is a game where, sport is where all the, any sportsman should meet, and there should be interaction with the sports person. And I'm sure that in the years to come, we will have more of this coming up, and CSK will take pride in doing that. We will be very keen to do that. In fact, we sponsor other sports also. Yeah. As CSK, we sponsor other sports also.
Fantastic.
At the grassroots level, not at the national level, but the grassroots level, we start to sponsor.
Like other sports like?
Like we sponsor about tennis, hockey, golf. We sponsor the golf tournament in Chennai. So we have a lot of other activities also going up in CSK. So in the longer run, it will be for national sports also.
Brilliant, because just about a month back, we saw the Junior Hockey World Cup very successfully hosted in Chennai. And again, India winning that bronze medal made a massive difference to the entire ecosystem. My final question before I open it up, Kashiji. So MS Dhoni continues to be associated with CSK for the longest time. Give me my media headline. Is he playing this year? He's already started practicing.
He's playing this time, and he'll be always with CSK.
So MS Dhoni playing this year is the media headline. We've got that once again. That I will take back as a journalist, not as a moderator of this session. Two questions, sir. One to you and one there. Can we have a microphone there, please? It's okay. We'll take two. Yes.
Hi, sir. My name is Pravesh. You have got such a holy name, and CSK as a brand is part of a sport which is considered as a religion in our country. So my question to you is, sir, CSK is known for cricket, definitely. Are we going to see CSK as a brand in other sports? Because in recent past, new games like pickleball, paddle tennis, they have got boom. So as a CSK, are we going to see
Not immediately. Not immediately. Probably in the years to come, it may be. Because we have now spread into other areas, like we've gone into South Africa and playing the South African League. We're going to Texas playing the US League, MLC. So probably after, you should also look at what I would say is the profitability of the franchise also. So in the years to come, definitely there will be chances that we may go into other sports also. But the first target for us will be women. We will go into women's cricket first and then to others.
That's another headline. That was my last question to you. You've answered that. Why did you not go at this time? Good. Yes, sir.
Best wishes.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Hi, Vanakkam. So hi, I'm Raja TRB. I'm the Minister for Industries in the government of Tamil Nadu. I've been listening in, huge CSK fan, just like all of these amazing people here. I just want to add to what Kasiana said here. Chepak, Mr. Boria, is the mecca of cricket in India, at least for us. I'll tell you why. Because right from the days of Jardine, who threw all those massive bounces, the body lines during the Bradman days, he played here in Chepak sometime, way back. And then if you look at the days when Dean Jones spent his stint at the pitch puking his guts out, he was thoroughly dehydrated, and he hit that 200, the double century. Entire stadium stood up. And then look at Saeed Anwar's 188, sir?
Yeah,
190,
192.
194.
Yeah.
194 not. 194 not. So that a Pakistani playing in India, getting a standing ovation. Now that is Chennai and Cook's century now
Yeah.
recently.
And
So
the tight
I can,
test.
huh?
Tight test with Australia.
Yeah, the tight test. So Chepauk has its own history, and
97 not out by Vishwanath against West Indies. That is probably one of the
there-
best
so
innings.
no, I just started that conversation. He can go on and on and on.
I mean, Chepauk has such.
It's, yeah, so the memories that are embedded in Chepauk, that could itself be tourism in itself, right? Mr. Boria, you asked a question. Tala Dhoni is not Tamil, and why is Tamil Nadu celebrating him? I'll tell you why. Because Tamil Nadu doesn't ask where you're from. We just look at how good you are at whatever you do. Whatever you do. This is also an investment pitch, and that I'll tell you why. Tamil Nadu has the lowest attrition rate in India when it comes to jobs, right? When you invest in Tamil Nadu, you're also investing into a state which has the lowest attrition rate. That means people who come, take up jobs, stay there for the longest time. Not like, unlike some of my friends in, let's say, Bengaluru or Hyderabad or any other place in India where they issue a lot of attrition. Tamil Nadu is a very loyal crowd, right? And that is why, as I said, we just ask you if you're good enough, and we celebrate your talent. And that is why you see us celebrating Tala Dhoni, because he is pure talent incarnate, and that for you is what Chepauk is. I just want to ask Kasian one question. We've all, I mean, many of us have gone to lodge and experienced what that aura feels like. Just standing in lodge, it just gives me goosebumps right now, right? And to be at Chepauk and try and just walk that green and go in the middle and just close your eyes and listen into the crowd chant, that must be an experience. So the experience for a ardent cricket fan, it's huge. If you can just open up the Halo grounds of Chepauk, I would urge you to have a fascinating, immersive experience by CSK itself, and of course, from BCCI, if Delhi says okay to it, we could have something there also. So that's a question for you. Will you have a immersive experience from CSK for all the fans across the world? Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we would totally love to partner with you on that too, for sure.
Actually, it'll be a great experience to do that. And I feel that, yes, definitely we will be interested. Okay. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Tamil Nadu government and the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister for giving such facilities. The lease is with the Tamil Nadu government. We are taking the lease from the Tamil Nadu government for the Chepauk Stadium. But for their support, it will not be possible for us to have the IPL and other matches, bilateral matches at Chepauk, which is one of the best grounds. And if you look at the stadium right now, probably it's one of the best stadiums in the country. All the players will vouch that the dressing rooms and the hospitality boxes are some of the best in the country.
Thank you. So one last addition. நீங்க சொல்றீங்க எல்லாம் full ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு சென்னையில செப்பாக்ல அப்படினு. Chepauk has that much limited space, but that's why the government of Tamil Nadu through MK Stalin avargal is building another massive stadium in Coimbatore. So we would love to have your help in setting that up also. And of course, there's one in Madurai now, a smaller one, privately held. But I think you should come into the Kovai stadium also.
See, actually, the Madurai stadium, I mean, the capacity is not much to hold a IPL game.
Much, yes.
But the government planning in stadium in Coimbatore is big enough, and TNCA will definitely be interested in doing it, because the BCCI's rule is that any IPL game should be routed through the TNCA. And the TNCA will definitely be interested, because the IPL teams have the option to play 2 matches outside of Chennai, outside of their home ground, which they can at any point of time. And if the stadium is ready in Coimbatore, we will be too glad to utilize it.
Thank you.
And Coimbatore is a center where you will get the crowds from Kerala everywhere. So we'll be very keen.
Yes, I will inform the Deputy
Let
Chief Minister about this.
let me say in the last minute and close this session, three things. We are talking about a world that is geopolitically divided. We are talking about a world that has a lot of negativity around. He mentioned Said Anwar's 194. Let me take you to 1999, to that test match which Sachin scored his best 100, 136, and India lost by 12 runs.
Yes.
After that game, the Chepauk crowd of 40,000 gave the Pakistan team a standing ovation. And Wasim Akram and his team will still remember that. I don't think any part of the world would have been possible except in Tamil Nadu. That's what you guys stand for, and that's what the people of this country and the rest of the
cricket-loving
world.
public of Tamil Nadu.
Exactly. Number two, you mentioned Dagi Jardine. 15 to 18 December 1933 in Mumbai, at the Mumbai Gymkhana. 2nd to the 6th in Kolkata, when Netaji Subhash Bose hosted a celebration as well, and then that third test match here. You must understand how Indian cricket, with that first ever tour, these 3 test matches, 4-day matches, really became Indian cricket, which I think needs to be celebrated. And number 3, this whole MS Dhoni cult, celebrating talent, celebrating potential, not just MS, whether it's Suresh Raina, whether it's Ravi Jadeja, whether it's Rituraj Gaikwad, even people who have moved are given the same amount of respect by CSK and Tamil Nadu, which makes this brand what it is. I think on that note, Kashiji, thank you very, very much.
you.
And back to
Thank you.
Nancy.
Well, thank you so much to both of you, and thank you, sir, for giving all of us that very good news that we've been waiting to hear from you. Our heart is full, and come on, everybody, let's cheer. Tala is home. And thank you, Mr. Boria, once again for powerfully articulating how sports, when led with leadership, it can be a powerful ecosystem. And thank you so much. With that, last thanks to our Minister Sir, dear Raja Sir. Thank you for, we as Tamilians are already super proud as being a Tamilian, and you demonstrating it with a strong emotion and you following it. Thank you. I feel really proud again now. With that, now let's move on. And again, we'd love to have a felicitation ceremony. So I'd love to invite Dr. K. Manivasan, IAS, the Additional Chief Secretary to the Government of Tourism, Culture and Religious Endowments Department in Tamil Nadu. Sir, please join us on the stage. Dr. K. Manivasan, sir, please join us on the stage. So you will be felicitating Kashi Viswanathan, sir. Can I have a round of applause as Mr. and Dr. K. Manivasan, IAS, is felicitating Kashi Viswanathan, sir. And may I also invite Honorable Minister of Tourism, Thiru R. Rajendran Avargal. Sir, please join us on the stage along with the Honorable Minister of Industries, Dr. T.R.B. Raja, sir. Please join us for a group photograph. May I also invite Paul, sir, to please join us on the stage. Well, I think this conversation, what we just had, reminds all of us that Tamil Nadu knows what sports devotion looks like, right? So yeah, with that, we'll move on to the third session, but after a 45-minute break. Of course, we'll have to have lunch. So we are gonna give you a 45-minute break. And should you have any further questions, we request you to please take your questions offline. And please do come back for the next session, which is the AI as the new tour guide. We'll be requesting all of you to please join us around 2:30 sharp. And we have interesting panels coming up for all of you. See you all at 2:30. Thank you.